Carolina is getting $1 billion to start construction on a high-speed passenger rail line that will connect Raleigh to Richmond. Thanks for joining us. I'm Dan Haggerty.
And I'm Ashley Rowe. It's called the S Line. It'll run from Sanford to Richmond with stops along the way, including in Apex, Youngsville, and Henderson. The $1 billion in new federal funding will build the first part of the line between Raleigh and Wake Forest.
WRAL's Matt Tallhelm is live at Raleigh Union Station to show us really everything this is about, including cutting down travel time and commute times for a lot of folks, Matt.
Yeah, it will, Dan and Ashley. These trains will be able to go up to 110 miles per hour along this 95-mile corridor to Richmond, and the construction on this all starting here on this end in Raleigh. It will give commuters another option to get to and from northern Wake County and avoid sitting in all that traffic on the roads.
We're finally delivering the world-class passenger rail service that Americans ought to have.
U.S. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg joined state and local leaders inside Raleigh's Union Station for a celebration.
This is going to be transformational for our region.
$1 billion will allow the state to start construction on a new high-speed passenger rail line connecting Raleigh to Richmond and beyond.
That's what this is about. Getting people from one place to the next in an easier, faster, and cleaner way.
Right now, Amtrak trains go from Raleigh over to Selma and up through Rocky Mount. It takes about 3 hours and 51 minutes to get to Richmond. The S-Line is a direct route using freight rail tracks. It will reduce the time it takes to travel to Virginia's capital city and on up to D.C. in the Northeast by an hour. Construction on the S-Line will start with the stretch between Raleigh and Wake Forest. The $1 billion will pay to upgrade the tracks and make it safer by replacing railroad street crossings with bridges. Adding passenger rail service will also cut down commute times on the congested Capitol Boulevard.
We're going to remove a headache for a lot of people.
Even if you don't use the train, you're going to be better off because of all the people who do and the congestion that is reduced when that happens.
Wake County leaders also see passenger rail service bringing new opportunities to their towns. Jock Gilbert is mayor of Apex, which would become a stop on the S-Line.
It's all about connections, connecting families and friends, as well as creating economic opportunities in places that may have been overlooked in the past in our small towns.
That passenger service on the S-Line is expected to start in late 2029 or 2030. This funding is coming from the bipartisan infrastructure law passed by Congress a couple years ago. It also includes some funding to study and look at expanding rail service from here in Raleigh to Fayetteville, Wilmington, and Winston-Salem.
All right, the money is there. Let's see what happens next. Matt Tallhelm reporting live for us in Raleigh.